And next, I would like to invite our last guest speakers for these parallel sections. She is Donan Druenri from the Education Leadership Research Center, Texas A&M University, USA. She will be presenting about virtual professional development related to peer coaching for school leaders during the COVID-19. So please welcome. And we will place her video for her presentation. So please enjoy watching together.
My name is Donna Drury, and I am a PhD candidate at Texas A&M University. I am so pleased to join you at this conference. This presentation is entitled Virtual Professional Development Related to Peer Coaching for School Leaders During COVID 2019. My name again is Donna Drury. My co-presenters who won't be here today but who have worked on this project include Roya Pashmaruz, Beverly Irving, Nariman El-Jahari, Dr. Fuwei Tong, Dr. Raphael Lara. Thank you again for this invitation. So I want to give you some information about this study. It was a mixed method study, and it was derived from accelerated preparation of leaders for underserved schools, or A+, building instructional capacity to impact learners grant. And it was from the U.S. Department of Education supporting effective educator development, or our SEED program. The focus of the grant was professional development for school leaders in underserved schools across the state of Texas via Summer Leadership Institutes, or SLIs, over 3 summers, 2017 to 2020. So one of the SEED grants for the SLI for the first year, 2017 and 2018, we served 27 school districts, and 121 school leaders were in attendance. During year 2, 2018-2019, we shared or served 22 campuses, 1 district administration team total, and we had 116 participants in attendance. For both of those years, there was a total of 200 school teams and leaders in attendance. So our grant suggested 200, and we met that mark and exceeded it. During year 3, though, we found ourselves, along with the rest of the world, in a global pandemic, or coronavirus. This required all of the SLIs to go virtual, or VPD, and to reframe and rebrand the SLIs into virtual SLIs, what I will refer to as VSLIs. For this conference, even though it was virtual, we registered 281 participants, and this one focused specifically on peer coaching. So we pivoted from face-to-face SLIs to virtual SLIs. We partnered with LogMeIn, GoToWebinar for a 5-hour training. And we again registered 281 participants. And then our focus was on peer coaching. And the topics included peer coaching models, peer coaching in emergency situations such as COVID-19. We also had one school district that had been closed prior to COVID-19 for a couple of times due to the hurricane. We had effective peer coaching, engaging in peer coaching, and implementation of peer coaching in schools. So the purpose of our study was to determine how participating school districts perceive the effectiveness of the Virtual Summer Leadership Institute on their leadership practices related to peer coaching. We know that regardless of the difficulties, the training must serve as a guide to improve performance and to build capacity for the organization. So our proposed strategy was to provide VSLIs that would provide principals more information so that they could aid teachers in improving their instructional capacity. Our proposed intervention was to improve the school leaders' capacity, of course, via the professional development. We discussed professional development as it relates to school leaders, peer coaching for school leaders, and VPD, or virtual professional development for school leaders. Our best practices. Well, we know that many programs exist. There are multiple research studies in the areas of coaching, mentoring, and professional development across the disciplines. However, there are few research studies related to BPD for school leaders, and there are even fewer studies that evaluate the impact of BPD in terms of its efficacy in improving school leaders' practices. A proposed intervention in this study was to improve the school leaders' capacity, again, to aid teachers in increasing their instructional capacity via the participation in the VPD, or more specifically within Virtual Summer Leadership Institutes, or VSLI, on the topics of peer coaching. So we wanted to allow practicing school leaders to share leadership, research, and resources, which of course leads to collaboration with other school leaders. Our conceptual framework was based on the National Education Association, or NEA Academy of Current Content and Quality Review Board 2014, which provided standards for evaluating components of professional development. Now, these standards cover a number of areas, including design, interactivity, support, and demonstration of participant learning. VPD does not have a set of standards. However, based on our innovations with VPD and our research, we began our conceptual framework with additional major components, which are not yet a set of standards currently, but they include the time of offering, engagement, how do we determine the engaged, or if our audience is engaged, how much time the participants spend online, what kind of content to provide, the visuals within the webinars, pre and post assessments, and then also periodic checks for understanding, and organizer and support team. So this is a visual of the conceptual framework. It is, of course, the top pyramid is the leadership development that we are providing for school leaders, and then the different ways in which we provide those types of leadership. And in this one, we focused again on peer coaching within the leadership model. So we talk about our research question, and we said, how do practicing school leaders perceive the effectiveness of the Virtual Summer Leadership Institutes on their leadership practices related to peer coaching? When we talk about our method and our context, we talk about the high needs campus. Who was included? It would be the high need campuses with high populations of English language learners. The campuses had economically challenged students. The teachers or leaders had 5 years or less of experience at 3%. 20.5% had 6 to 10 years experience, and 76.5% had more than 11 years of experience. The majority of the leaders identified as female, 84.37%. 21.3% identified as African American, over 50% as white. Hispanic was almost 20%, and Asian identified as 3%. So these were the participants who actively participated in the webinar. Within our instruments, as we stated, we did the pre-questionnaire and post-questions. So within the pre-questionnaire, we had 3 sections that we had the participants to complete. And this was demographic information, where we just asked them about themselves. We had their interest in the training, how were they interested in coaching, peer coaching, and then how experienced or familiar they were in peer coaching. In the post questionnaire, we had 4 sections, and we wanted to know how effective the Virtual Summer Leadership Institute delivery was. We wanted to know the evaluation of overall effectiveness of the VSLI, and we asked that on a 5-point Likert scale. We also included 3 open-ended questions as well. And we asked the quality of feedback and reflective dialogue. So when we look at the 5 areas of quantitative analysis, we present that first in peer coaching, familiarity, coaching techniques, peer coaching techniques, quality of feedback, and reflective dialogue. As you can see, the numbers increase. Before, the blue is pre-questions and then the post-questions. So you can see that there was a pretty significant difference in some of the training. And of course, the participants' rating increased after the VSLI in each one of those 5 areas. In fact, most of the participants, or 70%, confirmed that they became more familiar with peer coaching after VSLI. And they also reported favorably in developing their skills regarding the techniques of peer coaching as a result of VSLI. And then 76% of the participants felt confident in gaining skills to provide high quality feedback during peer coaching. And we do have all of the questions and the information in the forthcoming article, and we can make that article available once it is published. When we talk about the results of the qualitative findings, we talk about the how the participants felt more equipped with highly useful leadership skills and knowledge for impacting schools and the programs that serve a large number of English learners and economically challenged students. So we saw that there were 3 major things and then 3 sub things. So the major themes, of course, were intriguing topics, focused content, opportunities to reflect. And then the sub-themes that the participant talks about were the peer coaching techniques, leadership support, instructional practices. It was suitable to their level of experience, consistent with the description, whether or not it was useful to their work, reflected modules, and resources for further use. Some of the participants, as we analyzed their responses, they felt that the content of the BPD was highly associated with school leadership development with a specific focus on instructional leadership development. So some of the responses included, I really appreciate the case scenarios and the examples of non-examples given in each module. This helped me visualize and make the research come to life. Others said, I feel refreshed and excited about this new year. I've downloaded the Reflection app, and this will help me grow. So in particular, the school leaders' responses regarding their professional growth and efficacy related to this BSLI revolved around leveraging their skills, the possible ways that they could be involved in peer coaching, and in revisiting their leadership practices during the pandemic. It also focused on the degree of their anticipated uses of techniques of peer coaching based on the information that they received during the BPD. So overall, the participants attested that the BSLI was effective. They commented that peer coaching and support as an extension of their instructional leadership would be helpful, and they suggested further evidence-based BPD programs for school leaders to equip them with tools and resources to influence school effectiveness. Within our discussion and conclusion, I will tell you it was almost as if we were on a moving train. The train had almost left the station, and we all had to jump on board. But not only that, we had to ensure that every participant was also on board. So there was a quick transition at the beginning of COVID-19 when our offices shut down and we were not able to have face-to-face meetings. So we switched quickly to a virtual format. And so the purpose of our study was to determine how practicing school leaders perceive the effectiveness of our virtual Summer Leadership Institute or leadership practices related to peer coaching. In this BSLI, the participants were able to review the importance of active listening in peer coaching, become familiar with the techniques in peer coaching, and understand the importance of reflection included in peer coaching, and know the needs and responsibilities as the coach. So overall, in this BPD, rather than giving the participants how-to advice as a peer coach, the participants were provided with how to engage in active listening for peers to aid them in reflecting in their own practices. And that was important within that. So we end with recommendations for BSLI and virtual professional development. One, the BPD should be well organized. It should be easy for the participants to click on the links, to get organized, to get where they need to go rather quickly. Also, the content should be engaging. It should be intriguing and informative. We should enhance leadership and coaching competencies. In other words, we need to ensure that we, again, talk about how to engage in those responses, how to make individuals better. It helps to consider differing points of view. We have leaders from all over the state of Texas and in rural areas, so we have to consider all of those things. And then the content should expand ideas, also generate new ideas, and then develop the skills related to peer coaching. And then finally, the content should help the participants understand how to promote and maintain a supported learning environment. So the lifelong learning it has to be part of the BPD and DSLI. And then it has to be suitable to the level of the experience of the participants. The majority of the participants were leaders already in the schools, and they have provided an opportunity to collaborate and take this back to their school districts and their schools. Thirdly, the pace of the delivery in BPD is important in keeping the online forward. So it must continually move forward in increase in development. The participants also have an opportunity to ask questions and get answers provided during the BPD. The training materials should also be provided. We would suggest that this is done in advance so that individuals have an opportunity to look over training materials and to tab or to have questions. So we do recommend that the training materials be provided and when and if possible provided in advance. And then the reflection time is so important. It should also be included in the BPD so that the participants have an opportunity to reflect on their own practices. What do they do? How do they do things? And how this can be included in their daily work and development. If you have any questions concerning this training and PowerPoint, my email is there. It is donna.drury@tamu.edu. Feel free to email me, and I will most certainly try to email you back as quickly as possible. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your insightful presentation. So next it is the time for question and answer. So we got one question from our participant, and the question is: during and after this research, what is the high energy and low energy for you? Because it is quite challenges in Cambodia context. So
when they talk about high energy and low energy, I think the length of the, if it's what I believe they're referring to, we made sure that the virtual professional development was short. So I think it was about 5 hours, and having multiple speakers kind of increases the energy because different people bring their own energy to the situation or to their presentation. But I think part of that is making sure that it is a shorter length in presentation so that the individuals don't just lose all energy, especially when it's only one person that's presenting. So I hope that I answered that question if it's what I think you mean. If not, you feel free to clarify.
so far we just got this question. So if you could explain more, please, because we still wait for another question.
Okay, absolutely. So when we initially began this journey of Summer Leadership Institutes, we did have them face to face. I believe that just as you all are doing in Cambodia, I don't know if face to face is easier or if virtual is easier. I would certainly like to have a conversation with you all about that. But certainly there's a lot of moving parts, a lot of things that we have to tend to in both of those arenas. For if it's face to face, we would have the participants come to us, but that also meant that we would have to have hotel rooms or accommodations made for them. We would also have to provide meals for them. So on the one hand, it costs so much more if we are face to face than if we are virtual. In virtual, you spend more time on the computer, you spend more time planning things out. Everything has to be written out, and then you can't have any changes at the last minute like you can if it's face to face. Say, for example, on one face to face Summer Leadership Institute, we had a congressperson call in, and we was able to stop and take that call and listen to what they had to say and so forth. But when you're doing it virtual, you don't have that opportunity to do that. So definitely there's a lot of differences in face-to-face and in virtual Summer Leadership Institutes. This is our first year to do the virtual Summer Leadership Institutes. I think we've done 6 of them thus far, and we have a whole lot more to go for next year. We're already in the planning stages. So it's quite interesting, the process and the differences. We definitely, like I showed that train, it was a moving train trying to get on to and catch up to the virtual Summer Leadership Institute. It was a lot for us to learn. And but we were able to, I guess, pivot and do what we needed to do in order to have those successes. Also, we were quite pleased with the number of people who registered for the Summer Leadership Institute. We had well over 250, I think 281 to be exact, participants to register for this Summer Leadership Institute. So that was something else that was exciting to see. And like I said, we have, we'll be moving to Canvas and with some of our Summer Leadership Institutes this summer or for next year, for 2021. So we're just working behind the scenes in order to make things work.
Thank you so much for your wonderful answer. So I would like to inform to all our participants that we still have, a lot of time for question and answer. So please, if you have any question, please drop them in the.
So while we are waiting, I know that we have Summer Leadership Institutes or Leadership Institutes that we are planning for 2021. Some of those include technology usage in the classroom. We also have Mentoring and Coaching Institute that we will bring forward in 2021. We'll have a Principals Academy. And then I would be interested in what you all do as far as conducting special meetings for students during a pandemic. So we have the review and dismissal, excuse me, meetings for students who have special needs. So we want to have a conference related to that, or leadership institute related to that we want to find out not only what happens in Texas, but even what happens across the state and internationally concerning that as well. Some of the other topics that we've had include virtual professional learning communities, virtual mentoring and coaching of leaders and teachers. We've had virtual family engagement, critical dialogues in online teaching and learning is another topic that we've included. Social and emotional learning is a big topic in an area that has come to the forefront during COVID-19. We talked to teachers and this is an area that we definitely need to talk about, that social and emotional well-being of teachers and participants and students. And also I would add workers as well. We have data meetings with campus improvement plans, and we also completed root cause analysis, and that is related to getting to the root cause of some campuses, why they are not doing well, how they can improve, and so on. So we also have those root cause analysis. Our other topics include special populations in teaching and learning, and as I mentioned earlier, and then strategic planning for individuals on the campuses, for leaders, and so forth. We've also had topics for family involvement in science, and so these are all some of the come under the umbrella of the Leadership Institute. So it's been interesting working with this grant, and it's just so many awesome opportunities to learn about populations and individuals just across the state of Texas and even now internationally. So I am very appreciative of this opportunity, and hopefully it would be an opportunity to learn what you all do in education as well.
Thank you. So we got some more questions from our participants. So
Okay.
our next question is from Dr. Jennifer McMahon. So her question is, did you have the same levels of participation among school leaders once you move to the to virtual? So this is her question.
Thank you, Jennifer. We actually was able to increase the number of participants when we moved to virtual learning and virtual professional development. And the reason I think it was is because we had a limited number of rooms when we did face-to-face. We had a limited number that could attend. So I think for each Summer Leadership Institute, we had it was limited to 200 total, and that was 100 for each year. And so each year we went over that limit a little bit, but when we went virtual, I think it allowed a lot more people to attend, which was good. And then it was the audience, superintendents was able to attend. Another thing that we did, I think that increased attendance, was that the participants could watch at their time during the time that was convenient for them. So I know that I had several calls on that, like, do I have to watch it on this day? So we made like from June 9th to the 13th, they could watch it any days, any of those days. So I think that increased the number of participants. Thank you for your question, Jennifer.
Thank you so much. I hope the question is really useful for I mean for the answer is really useful to the question that already asked. So let me move to another question. It is from Hui Chung. The question is, what was the most impressive with what was the most impressive thing for you conducting the virtual mentoring with the school leaders? So this is the question from Pechung.
What was the most impressive?
Again, please, what was the most impressive thing for you conducting the virtual meeting with the school leaders?
So I think most impressive is the ability to continue learning. That the school leaders, even though they may be at the top of the ladder in their school, it may be the principal, it may be the superintendent, but that they are still wanting to learn, that they are still connected to things that are going on in the field, that it is a lifelong learning process for them. And the fact that none of us know everything. So it's always important to try to learn other things and try to engage other individuals. And I think, and to meet different individuals and to meet new people, that helps because we can all learn something from one another. So I think that's most impressive, is that opportunity to learn and to engage with other leaders throughout this process.
Thank you. So now we still wait for another question. All participants, I would like to inform to all of you that because we still have much time for these sections. So if you have any question, please drop them in the both chats.
I will say something about the conceptual framework as we work. There's, as noted, there aren't any, or we have not been able to locate any set standards related to virtual professional development. We have some recommendations from different individuals, and I believe we have the National Education Association standards that was designed in 2014 that we also utilize, but they only have 4 areas that are discussed concerning virtual professional development, and that is related to design, interactivity, support, and demonstration of participant learning. So there are more outcomes of the virtual professional development. They don't talk about how to design it, what to do to go into the work that, for example, you all are doing in Cambodia. And and I know that there's a lot of work behind the scenes that have to go into ensuring that these virtual professional developments or the virtual conferences go off without a hitch or without any problems. So that's why we offer more information concerning when these virtual professional development should be offered. Like, the time is so important, whether or not the individuals have like a length of time to view the videos, to view the SLIs, whether or not it's live or recorded for later use. And then how engaged the participants are in each one of the virtual summer leadership institutes, how much time each individual spends online. And I think that was interesting to me as well, and then of course the content, what is the discussion for each one of the SLIs, because every one of them that we've had have been different. They've had a different viewpoint, and even some of them different audiences. Providing the content for the individuals is also important, as well as the visuals and the
and then follow up. The pre-assessments are important as well as the follow-up. The post-assessments are important. So it's necessary to have your teams organized and supportive, and everybody conducting or in a specific role in order to make sure that there is success with the Virtual Summer Leadership Institutes. So it does require quite a few people to ensure that these run successfully. Do you have any more questions?
We still wait for more questions. We don't have any more questions now. So if you can add more to your content, please, Doctor.
Okay. Okay. So let's see. I was thinking about as we discussed the professional development for school leaders. Again, there's not a lot of information related to this topic as far as our virtual professional development exists. And then only a few of the researchers have evaluated or studied this area, or the influence of considering professional development for K through 12 principals. And then even fewer researchers have evaluated evidence-based professional development for building the principal's leadership capacity. So that's, I think, more of why we wanted to do one of these studies, is to see what else is out there. What else are people including, the information that they are, and how they are working with building the principal's leadership capacity. In order for the principal to grow, they of course need to ensure that they have continuing education. And so that's one of the areas that we're trying to provide. I think we talk about Miller, Goddard, and et al. They talked about the positive influence of professional development on building the leader's instructional leadership capacity and school improvement, and the factors and assessments of doing this, but it's not done a lot. And I don't know if it's that the principals are so busy with a lot of other things, but I know that in Texas, the school leaders are required to continue professional development hours. But not a lot of people study that, what they are taking, or how that the instructional leadership capacity assists them in this area. What kind of improvements and accountability that they have for this area.
Thank you so much, Doctor. So we got one more question from Dr. Jennifer McMahon again. So she said that in Cambodia, there are not many opportunities for professional learning for many teachers and leaders. Do you have any recommendation for how virtual professional learning might be implemented in Cambodia?
So definitely reach out to us, and I would be happy to share some information. I would like to know more also about what is required for teachers in Cambodia. I would be glad to share some of the information, and also to make available when we have the Virtual Summer Leadership Institutes, as we get those ready for 2021. I would be happy to share those with leaders there, school leaders there. That would be an excellent opportunity. So for sure, we want to, I think if she will send her email information, I will certainly reach out to her on that. And
follow up, and that's for any of the participants as well. And then, of course, they can also email me at donna.brewery@tamu.edu, and I would be happy to share resources.
Thank you so much, Doctor. So, yes, right now we still wait for another questions. So I would like to inform all participants again that if you have any question, please drop them here so I can choose it for the presenter to answer.
Now, I will tell you that initially I think I was told that the presentation would be 30 minutes. So I was trying so hard to make sure that in that time. And so it was today that they said, oh, by the way, it's 1 hour. I was like, oh my gosh, that is quite interesting to me. But we do have, I believe Dr. Desmarais talked about the MOOCs, the massive open online access that we have with all of our courses. And those, of course, will be available. And we can make those available internationally. A lot of them are available already. And certainly we want to have the opportunity to provide those and share those with you all as well.
Thank you. So we got another question from Miss Thierry, and her question is, do you think virtual professional learning will be still practiced after pandemic? Why or why not?
Would you repeat that, please?
Okay, please. The question is, do you think virtual professional learning will be still practical after pandemic? Why or why not?
You know, I think it will still be available. I think people have, I'm just thinking about all the metaphors that fit in the United States, but I think that that people will still find them useful to complete, useful to participate in. I think it is the ease of participation for the participant. So yes, in answer to your question, yes, I believe that it will still be useful. The problem is that everything is virtual right now. Every meeting is of course virtual, and but it is the ease of going online and meeting with other people. We can't travel right now. I would love to see Cambodia right now, but so this makes it easier that we can at least across the miles reach one another. It definitely makes it easier. So yes, I think it will continue after, just because of the convenience.
Thank you so much, Doctor, for your wonderful answers. So I would like to move to our next question from Mr. Manet Kong. His question is he stated that providing virtual professional development to school leaders are important during the pandemic. How can you assess the effectiveness of program? Because following up the school principals after training is crucial.
So we do a post-assessment. We do a pre-assessment to ask what they know about a topic and to gain background information, I guess. And then we do a post-assessment afterwards to see if it was, if the information was, I'm trying to find my information, but if it was something that they found intriguing, if the content met their needs, if it was suitable to their level of experience and so on. So we do rely on the participants to let us know, to tell us, to answer the post observation, or we do ask for them to answer it. We do provide them opportunities to reflect on it and to reflect on their learning in the post questionnaire. So one of the questions we ask them is, how effective is the delivery? Or if they can give us information. We also include open-ended questions for them. And so we try to get to the root of the information and to see if they can tell us what they found most effective within the VSLI.
Thank you so much, Doctor. So we still have some time left for question and answer, but since because it seemed like so long, we can just send for you because you plan only 30 minutes, but because it's 1 hour section. So I would like to inform to all participants that maybe in this section we have something just to finish her presentation now, and we can take a group picture together. So I think that would be great. So everyone, I would like to inform you that please turn on your camera so we can take a photo together. Chăm thoát này. Okay, so everyone is ready. So let me count from 1 to 3. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. Smile. Thank you. We still have more because we have a lot of people in this section. So here. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. Smile. Okay, we still have more. What is? Okay, so because some not turn on the video, so I think this is okay for the photo section. And I would like to inform to all participants again that since our presentation for the parallel section in this morning for Group C is finished for in this morning, I meant. And I also would like to say thanks so much to Dr. Donna Drew Henry that presented on a virtual professional development related to peer coaching for school leadership during the COVID-19. So we really appreciate your time and thank you so much. So since this one is almost finished, I would like to inform to all participants again that we will have the plenary section that will be involved with a lot of participants, and it is on the same link, so you could just stay on here and then we will be on the same link with the parallel with the plenary section. And again, I would like to thank to Dr. Donna Drew Henry again. Sorry if I pronounce your names incorrect. So thank you so much for your wonderful presentation this morning. And I would like to inform to all participants again that please rename your name if you use an appropriate name in your, during your participate here. So please rename it to your real name, because after this we will have the certificate for all participants. And we have the link for everyone here because we already dropped in the box here. So you can rename your name, and well, because today is the last day of the conference, so our team will, will provide you the certificate for joining this conference. And we wait until like 6 minutes more to the plenary session. So I think this is the end of my responsibility for the moderator now. So I would like to thank you very much for all participants to participate in these sections. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Tay Sinh Heng to be the moderator for the plenary section. So Mr. Sinh Heng, please. Thank you.